Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dave and today I'm in my garden area and I'm doing a bit of, I'll call it extensive pruning. Well, it's actually more than that, it's actually removal. I'm actually going to remove these trees that are here, and these trees are a nectarine tree and they've been here long before we bought our property 6 years ago. They're sort of healthy. The reason there's no leaves on it at the minute is because it's the middle of winter, so the leaves have fallen off. But having said that, we've never actually had a crop of nectarines off these trees. We have a huge problem in this area where I am with fruit fly stinging the fruit and infecting the fruit, and just as the fruit tends to come on to being ripe, it gets full of bugs and we have to throw the fruit away. I have treated these trees extensively with fruit fly bottles. You can still see there's one in the tree over there. I've used treatment on the trees, I've tried all sorts of things, but it seems that nobody else in this district worries about fruit fly, and it's just a massive problem, and that's why we're going to take these trees out. We did actually have 1 year where we didn't get a lot of fruit fly, but we had a lot of fruit bats, and again, just as the trees were coming into fruit and the fruit was looking good, the fruit bats came in overnight and stripped them bare. They seem to love the nectarines somewhat. So yeah, we've had enough. We've had enough. They've been here for way too long and they're a bit of an eyesore. So Mrs. Tree Farmer wants these taken out, and I think a camellias or something put in here, so that'll look quite nice and pretty, I guess. I did have another one up here which I had taken out before. So this was another nectarine tree, and we took this one out and actually put this nice magnolia tree in, and this was about half the height probably when we started, and it's been growing fantastic here. So we have quite high hopes that if we put something else in these ones when we take these older ones out, that they'll grow well as well. This magnolia is growing really nice, so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to remove those 3 nectarine trees, and my equipment of choice, of course, for any gardener, you should choose to use a mini excavator. Why? How? Well, my plan of attack is I'm going to use my little chainsaw here. I've got a little McCulloch chainsaw, a little itty beanie chainsaw, 16-inch bar. Don't really use it much because we don't have any trees. You can see out all those trees, there's no trees. Although there is one that's fallen down over there on the dam I'll have to get. But normally we don't have a problem with having to cut a lot of firewood or trees. So this is really just a overweight pruning saw type thing maybe. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to get into these trees. I'm going to cut off some of the limbs here. Boom, boom, boom. And then get around, try and get the excavator underneath them somewhere. Might have to use a strap at some stage. May be able to get the bucket under one of these forks and sort of try and lift it up, shake it around and try and lift it up and get them out. There's a big one up the end here which I'm a bit worried about. It's going to take a bit more work because it's more of a substantial type of tree, and yeah, but anyway, we'll get it out. So that's today's plan of attack, is to remove these trees. So let's get into it. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, eh? Got into it. Eat your heart out, Mike Morgan. Nothing like this big stuff. But yeah, well, it went pretty well. Pretty easy, eh? It's not very hard to just to tack a little fruit tree with a chainsaw. But, you know, actually it was these trees, wasn't it? Oh, maybe the wife was talking about the ones around the back. Anyway, these are now gone. These will soon be replaced with a nice looking camellia tree. Okay, I don't really know what I'm going to do with this. I think I'll just give it a bit of a push and see what happens with it. Just got a trenching bucket or a 400ml bucket. I don't know whether it's going to move or not. Come around the other side of it a bit. Haven't driven my excavator for a while now. I'm a bit out of sorts with it, really. It maybe and get a bit of a forward. See the earth moving underneath it there, but looks like it's moved a bit. Trying to break the roots up underneath it. They do go down a reasonable depth and come behind again maybe. Come right down close, trying not to hit the camera. Haven't got anything to grab it onto, so that's why I'm thinking I might need to use my strap. Try not to hit the camera. Oh. Well, it's looking a bit sick. Just put a strap around my bucket and around the fork in the tree here. I don't actually know if that's going to hold it, but let's give it a shot and see what happens. Windy, windy, windy. Right, let's see if this will work. I don't know. It could either maybe break the strap or not pull it out, I guess. Good thing about having a GoPro down there, it's so close to the little tree. The tree's only probably 2 or 3 inches across, but it looks like this massive tree that I'm going to pull out, which I'm not going to drop my blade down. Revs up a little bit, see whether we pull it out, and up and up and up. Oh, she's moving. We have movement. It's probably going to fly off at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Oh, strap came undone, but almost there. I think what I'll do is if I can get this up, and then maybe I can just go around the bottom of it with my jimmy bar here and see if I can loosen it up a little bit. See if there's anything under there, because obviously there's a taproot or something under the middle of it that, oh, that's a big root just there. I want to try and get all the roots out because I don't want a whole heap of old roots and stuff in there trying to grow a new plant. Is it moving? Oh yeah, sort of. Is the machine doing the work? I don't think it is. can feel a few roots and stuff snapping under the bar. Okay, and up. Oh, sideways, yes. Oh, yes. Yes. Here we go. Woohoo. Righto. Just try and let that down a bit and put some of that dirt back in the hole here, so I'm not wasting it all. See the roots there, how far those roots went down. As I said, this tree had been in, oh, I'm getting dust all over you, sorry about that. This tree, this nectarine tree, had been in since we bought the place, so it's been in about 6 years ago. When I get this out, the other thing I'm going to do is put my auger drive on and then bore down into this and make sure there's another deep hole for the new plants to grow into. Alright, that's about as much as I can get off, I think. I've got some in the back in the tank there and some all over the camera. Anyway, let's go. Good news is, blade up, blade up. Good news is that I got it out. The bad news is that that was the smallest of the three. Anyway, so that's all right. There's just a few of these little roots, but most of them came out, which is good. Soil looks going to be okay. Still some roots in there, but as I just mentioned, what I'm going to do is put the auger drive on and then just bore a big hole down in here that's like, I don't know, 5 foot to 6 foot deep, something like that, and that'll make all that soil nice and soft then for the new plants to grow into. Now, as you can tell by the beautiful blue sky behind me here, it's a wonderful, glorious day, but it is what is it, July the 22nd or something. So for us here in the southern hemisphere, it's the middle of winter, but we tend to get really nice clear weather, but it's cold. Like, it's 12 degrees Celsius at the minute, which is like what, 54 degrees Fahrenheit or something like that. So it's a bit chilly, and just waiting for the winds to come up. Yesterday we had winds of 100 kilometers an hour here, 60 miles an hour winds, which created a bit of havoc. But anyway, we move on. Right, a few more revs. Let's give it a bit of a nudge. Nudge. Anybody home? Oh, this one's a bit harder. This one. Just go around behind it maybe and come forward a little bit. It's creating something. Yeah. Now, I've noticed when you're using these diggers that people talk about the pulling force on... Hang on, let me get this down so you can see me. Can you see me? So a lot of people talking about the pulling force of the arms and the stick coming back towards you, but I've found that most of the work that you can do is in the curl of the bucket. So in this movement here, that seems to be the one that'll do most damage. So yeah, all right, let's go and give this another bit of a little push. This isn't a how-to on how to pull out trees by any means. It's purely just for entertainment purposes only, by someone that really hasn't got a clue. Okay, what if I come forward a little bit and maybe push it back, trying not to get the camera in the process. Give it another bit from behind. Let's see what happens there. Come down lower maybe. It's moving it. Again, I think there's a big root right down the bottom of it. Just using my crowbar here to break up some of those smaller roots. I don't know why they call it a crowbar. Why is it called Crow? Is it the guy that invented it was called Crow? Don't know. Someone might know. Well, I can hear a little bit of snapping and popping going on there, but not a lot. Is it going to work? Might not work, but at least it'll get it up a little bit. Blade down. Oh, it might break my strap, I think. Oh, it might break my strap, I think. I'll just leave it there. Something's happening. Probably cut the last root and this tree will take off like a space shuttle. Oh, that's a big thing just there. I think that's what's got to come out, that one there. Oh, it goes straight down. I can see that one there. Maybe if I just cut through there. Everybody at home is going, get the chainsaw, get the chainsaw. I should get the chainsaw, shouldn't I? Oh, success. Whew. Okay, pressure. Oh, it's movement. And hooray. Right, that's all right, isn't it? It's just a couple of roots there to do. Let me just see if there's any dirt there I can shake off. Oh yeah. Soil looks good. I mean, the trees were growing fine. There was nothing wrong with the growth of them. It's just, I just couldn't control the fruit fly. Now, I'm not really looking forward to this one because this is the biggest one. And I think it might put up the most resistance. But I'm batting 2 for 2, so I'm doing all right. Let's go give it a bit of a nudge first. Oh, yeah, well, doesn't want to move, does it? Go around behind it, give it a bit of a little tickle up from behind. Off the camera. See that? It's lifting up the whole drum and everything. I think these roots might go down a bit further than what I thought they were. Get a bit of a tickle back this way. see that can't see it on the camera, but the grass behind the tank that's surrounding it is moving for about 2 or 3 feet behind it. So it almost looks like the whole tank's going to come up. Maybe I can take the tank off. I don't really want to because all that soil's going to fall out. Is it loose? No, it ain't loose. I wonder if my straps would pick that up. I don't know. I don't think so. Oh. Sort of do this almost, can't I? What to do if I take this drum off, which would probably come off, all that soil's going to come out on the grass, isn't it? Can I take the tank off? Yeah, maybe we can get under it and just take the tank. Can I do that or not? I don't know. I might put a dent in my tank, I think, but I come across here a bit more. Try and not hit you guys, and then come down. And then what if I come in a bit and then curl up, come up under the tank, and what's going to happen? Pull back on the stick a bit, pull back on the stick a bit, back on the stick a bit. There we are. I mean, the guy's just a professional, isn't he? Isn't he just a professional landscaper? Look at that. Perfect. Probably need now to wants to come this way. Revs, a few more revs. If I can come around just in front of you guys there, come down a bit. And then maybe come underneath and then curl the bucket up, get under that root there. Lift. Hello, and push. Okay. People always talk about these mini excavators as being very twitchy on the controls, but I really think it's just sort of like a matter of hitting the boom there. I think it's really just a matter of getting used to what you're working with, and then you can get it all happening pretty easy. Must be a big taproot underneath there somewhere. Oh, crack. There we go. Let's go back and do that again. Heard a big root crack underneath there. Oh yeah. Now, blade up. See if I can just pull this whole thing back maybe, eh? That way a bit. The guy's just a professional, isn't he? Hey? Man with a digger. Look out. Well, the roots in this one had grown right down, come outside of the round sort of water tank thing and had come right out into the grass here. So that took a bit of getting out, and you can see the length and the size of these roots in there as well. But anyway, I might try and almost lift this up now and actually take it back over the hole and try and shake as much of this dirt around the roots back into the hole. Might help me a little bit. Okay, well, it's a little bit later in the day now. You can tell by the shadows that it's got got on a little bit, but I'm just at the stage now where I'm going to, I've been back to the garage and put my auger drive on, and we're just going to dig a hole down the middle of these where the old trees were, just to make sure that it's, you know, there's good soil all the way down there. So I'm just going to find about the middle. This will also pull up any old roots or anything that may be in the ground. It'll sort of pull them up to the surface. So this is just a 200 mil 8-inch, is that right, or is it a 10-inch auger drive? I did notice when I was at UHI that they did have another rack of slightly bigger ones that I think were 300 millimeters, so that would be what, 12 inches, so it must be 8 and 12 or something like that. This is a smaller one, but I have often thought about getting a bigger one to do fence posts and things like that. So just run it off the foot control here, downwards. Get a little bit of revs. Pardon me. And away we go. Let's go back a little bit. See, it's going into the ground pretty easy, and it's at the full depth of the auger bit now. See, all that soil looks really nice. A couple of roots and stuff on the bottom there, which I'll just grab. See these ones here. I think I'd have to say, out of all of the implements that came with the mini digger, that the one I probably use, well, yeah, I'll probably use the most. I'll probably use this thing, the auger drive, the most for doing stuff on my little farm here, of digging holes for planting trees, because we'd have a lot of clay in the soil, and like to dig deep holes and fill it full of good material when we plant trees. And also it's useful for putting in fence posts and gate posts, things like that. So I've got it running now. This just actually starts and stops on the foot control, which is pretty easy to do. And then just drop the boom down, maybe come back a little bit, middle of the hole, and across a bit, and away we go. See that it digs into this soil pretty easy. I think the person that planted the nectarine trees that we just have taken out must have actually done the same thing, because when you go all the way down this step, so that's what, probably 4 feet in the ground or something like that. If I pull it up, you'll actually see that there's the soil is pretty good all the way down there. You don't see any clumps of red clay or anything. So all that soil looks pretty good. So that's probably 3 to 4 feet deep, I suppose. Let's try that again. Doesn't need to go too fast or too crazy. Yeah, that'll be fine. Bit of clay on the bottom there now that I can see, that's stuck on the drive bit down the bottom, but well, that looks pretty good. Happy with that. Okay, it's the next day now, and we've just got back from the nursery where we have picked up our 3 new camellia trees, and we've just planted them. We've reused our cut down water tanks and put a bit of pine bark mulch down the bottom there. This is the flower that we picked, this particular variety. It's got a deep pink flower to it, and it's actually called a Camellia Kumasaka. We picked this variety because of the colour of the flower, and also they are a very large plant. They grow 3 metres across and 3 metres high, so this will fill in this area quite nicely when they're established. Now, Mrs. Tree Change Farmer has confirmed that yes, this is the correct location, so I feel good about that. And for me, it's just another tick in the box of things done on the farm. Certainly it was made a lot easier by using my mini excavator, my UHI UME12 mini excavator, and I'll put the link to the UHI website here in Australia in the video description. So if you're in the market to get more information or pricing on a mini excavator here in Australia, then have a look at their website and it's got all the info. Okay, that just about wraps us up for today's video. I do appreciate everybody watching the video and supporting the channel. Take care. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.